I'm Jenna. I'm here to assist you in filling out the Beneficiary Change Form from Pensions and Benefits USA. This form is used for making changes in the selection of beneficiaries who receive proceeds from insurance plans offered by Pensions and Benefits. These may include coverage provided for you by P&B, such as the Pensioner's Death Benefit Plan, the Pastor's Life Insurance Plan, or additional plans in which you are enrolled. This document allows P&B and our insurance underwriter, Aetna, to expedite the disposition of funds after your passing. As insurance proceeds, payments to beneficiaries from these sources bypass probate. In most cases, this allows proceeds to be distributed fairly quickly. Speaking of speeding up the process, to help expedite claims, we recommend you complete one beneficiary designation change form for each plan in which you are enrolled. It is important to review them periodically as there are changes in your life, such as marriage, birth, divorce, death, and so on. Before we begin, here are a few guidelines that will benefit you and help us. Number 1. Please type or print your responses in ink and make sure your handwriting is easily read. This is a legal document, and it's important that everyone who deals with it can clearly understand your wishes. Number 2. If you make a mistake, just start over with a new form. They're available in fillable forms at pbusa.org and are easily printed out on your own printer. The use of liquid paper or marking through a mistake gives the appearance of a change and might result in your wishes being questioned. You want to avoid the appearance that anyone other than you completed this form. Number 3. Be sure to sign and date your form before returning it to us. An unsigned, undated form is not a legal document. Also, be aware that typically the insurance company won't approve a form which is signed by a power of attorney. And number 4. If you wish to list a will, estate, or trust as a beneficiary, this is not the correct form for you. In such case, email us at help@pbusa.org. In preparing to complete this form, here are a few things to consider before you start. Number 1. Give careful thought to who you choose. Be aware there is no legally binding requirement that would compel the beneficiary of your proceeds to carry out your wishes, even if you have a prior agreement with them. For instance, if you choose to make a friend the beneficiary with the understanding he will use the money to care for your infant children, that person may choose to honor or disregard your wishes without legal consequences. So, be careful about who you select. Number 2. Minor children should not be listed as beneficiaries. An insurance company cannot pay a benefit to a minor child. Doing this would result in cumbersome legal procedures that could cost time and money. In most cases, it's best to leave the benefits to your spouse and let him or her take care of the children. Number 3. Do not list yourself. It's important that you don't list yourself as the beneficiary. If your intent is to send your proceeds to your will, estate, or a trust, you need to complete a different form. Again, email help@pbusa.org and we'll send you the correct form. There are other matters to consider when making this important decision. Under the Insurance tab on our website, you'll find a resource prepared by Aetna Insurance Company, who underwrites our plans. Simply select any insurance plan listed under the main tab. There, you'll find a list of policy types, under which you'll find a link to help with choosing your beneficiary. If you wish, Take a few minutes to review this information before going further. Now, if you're ready, let's start. Begin by typing or printing your name in ink. Use your full, legal name, and please make it easy for P&B and the insurance company to read. Next, list the type of plan for which you are applying. Your choices are pensioner's death benefit, pastor's life insurance, supplemental group term life insurance, district group term life insurance, missionary group term life insurance, or accidental death and dismemberment. Choosing a primary beneficiary is an important decision. In most cases, it's merely a matter of naming your spouse. In fact, the surviving spouse is the person most commonly named the primary beneficiary. Whoever you choose, it's important to remember all funds will be distributed to those listed under this category before being allocated to secondary beneficiaries. In other words, if you name 4 persons as primary beneficiaries and 3 of them predecease you, the surviving primary beneficiary will receive everything. If you are predeceased by all primary beneficiaries, your proceeds revert to those listed as secondary beneficiaries. Make sure you list the percentages to show how you want your proceeds divided among the primary beneficiaries. These must total 100%. If you want the benefit to be distributed equally, leave the percentage column blank. Typically, secondary beneficiaries are adult children, parents, or siblings. Again, to complete this section of the form, type or write the names of those you wish to designate as secondary beneficiaries and their relationship to you. Include their addresses if you have them. Be sure to include the percentages of your distribution, or you may leave this area blank if you wish the proceeds to be distributed equally. Want to name your trust? More and more, individuals are naming their trust as secondary beneficiary. If you wish to do this, you may, but you should contact the Pensions and Benefits Office for the correct form. After you have completed this section, all that's left is to sign your name and date the form in the designated space. The information regarding certificate number and the received and recorded date will be added by the P&B office. Before you return the form to P&B, here are a few things to check. Number 1, did you complete the form in ink so that it's easy to read? Number 2, if you used percentages, does the total under the categories primary and secondary each equal 100%? And number 3, did you sign and date the form? If you're happy that you have successfully expressed your wishes and completed this form properly, it's time to send it to us. Our address is Pensions and Benefits USA, Church of the Nazarene, 17001 Prairie Star Parkway, Lenexa, Kansas, 66220. After it has been processed, a copy of the completed form will be returned to you by the Pensions and Benefits Office. We suggest you place it with your other important documents. And thanks for taking the time to complete this form.